The formation of the defunct Action Congress of Nigeria has been brought up recently due to the back-and-forth replies between the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu and the People's Democratic Party PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar. Tinubu said when the former President Olusegun Obasanjo virtually exiled Atiku from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, that Atiku was given the Action Congress platform for the 2007 election to support his ambitions. He recalled that Atiku was not among those who founded the Action Congress and also said that Atiku offered him the opportunity of being his running mate in 2007, regardless of his religious beliefs. Reacting to Tinubu's claims, Atiku Abubakar said the allegations from his main rival in the 2023 presidential election were indications that his memory was no longer what it used to be. Atiku cited multiple sources to show it was Tinubu who was the architect of a Muslim-Muslim ticket in 2007 when he contested on the platform of the Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN. Joining us on the show this morning as we discuss the formation of the defunct Action Congress of Nigeria and also the party's political agenda during its active years is Chief Ejiofor Onyia, the chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who was once a member of the Action Congress. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the morning show.
Good morning, Tundu. How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Well, Chief, well, you were a witness to history, the formation of the Action Congress. You know these two persons, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, presidential candidate of the PDP, slugging it out now. And then each person trying to write history to favor him, as both of them slug it out in the presidential contest. Well, you were a witness to it. What do you know? What is the truth? As a third party who was part of that Action Congress politics in 2007, who is telling the truth? Who is lying?
Good morning, Ruben. I wouldn't say somebody's lying, but the facts must be put straight. When we formed the Action Congress, it was a kind of a relationship that developed after our group, which was mainly the PDM group, formed what was called ACD, Advanced Congress of Democrats. That was the party which we formed after we left PDP, based on the disagreement that came up between the vice president and president then. So we formed ACD, Advanced Congress of Democrats. The chairman at that time was late Annex Anielo. After that formation, Tinubu and his group came to discuss a merger. Tinubu with the then governor or former governor of Ogun State and former governor of Oshu State, and also the former governor of Ekiti State. Four of them came to enter into a relationship. Their faction of AD wanted to leave AD, so they came for a kind of for a new formation. And we had a party already, which was ACD, and they came with a faction of AD. And at the meeting, after all the discussions, initially some of us were opposed to that formation. But after several discussions, we agreed to move forward. And we decided to form a new party called AC. It wasn't ACN, it was AC, Action Congress. And the A came from the two parties because we had ACD and AD. So we took the A that was common to both parties and the C from the ACD and formed Action Congress. That was how the Action Congress came into being. And it's not correct to say that Vice President then Atiku Abubakar was not part of the formation because he was the leading person in the formation of ACD. So that was not correct. Atiku Abubakar was part and parcel of the formation of AC. And as a matter of fact, as far as I knew at that time, after our convention in Lagos, then Governor of Lagos State, Bola, was not happy with the fact that he was not offered the vice presidential slot, and he abandoned us at that location. So the fact that Atiku offered him that position was not to my knowledge, and not to the knowledge of most of us at that time, as the situation.
Thank you, sir. So you've just debunked the claim by APC's candidate, Tinubu. Now, I've heard it posited, unconvincingly, in my opinion, that all of this back and forth, accusation and counter-accusation, is irrelevant. And what is relevant are the issues, national issues like security, the economy, subsidy, and what have you. But surely, all this goes to character, and character is all important. We have seen, if we don't want to use local examples from Nigerian politics, we've seen how the character of Boris Johnson, for example, the British Prime Minister, became his destiny and the destiny of the nation that he leads. So let's talk about character in this situation and what you make of the characters of these two gladiators as they go back and forth with their accusations and counter-accusations.
Well, I don't think it's necessary to be personal about these things. What is important is the future of Nigeria. How do we solve Nigeria's problem and move Nigeria forward? Both men have been partners in the political arena. As far back as I can remember, with the formation of PF in the late 80s and early 90s, Tinubu was part of it. So was Atiku. And they have had good relationship. There's no reason at this time that they're giving up opportunities to run for president that they will become personal and try to destroy each other. It's unnecessary. Issues should be discussed. And that, as far as I know, I think what Atiku Abubakar has said was that the issue of Muslim ticket is not feasible at this time based on the situation in the country. That should not create a situation that we will start destroying each other. It's an issue of policy and a fact on the situation of the country as it is today. So my advice to both of them, actually, is that they should, these things should not be personalized. Let us look into issues that are keeping Nigeria from developing. What are those issues and how do we help Nigeria to move forward? The issue of who started this and who didn't start this is not what should be important in this situation as it is. Nigerians are hungry. Security in Nigeria is very bad. What we see now in the government is very, very unfortunate, because that's not where Nigeria should be at this time. So my advice to both of them, because they're not young anymore, is to help this country to move forward. Let's leave the issue of who has helped who at what time and others. It is unnecessary. Like you said, the issue of character is what is important. And let us look at the policies each one is putting on the table. What is it they have to offer Nigerians? It's not what you say or how you came up that is important at this time.
But these issues, sir, I beg to differ, sir, are really important. Because no matter how good your policy document is, without character, it's worth nothing. And that's why you see a lot of electoral policies, promises and policy documents are banned from day one because the people that are supposed to implement them lack character. So I'm going to go back to this issue. You said Bola Tinubu was not happy about him not being given the vice presidential slot. Why was he not happy? Right. What happened at that primaries for the AC in 2007? Let us know the backstory. Was it because of Muslim ticket that was a consideration? Because that also feeds into the national conversation. So if it wasn't good in 2007, what makes it good now? So let's know the backstory and the character of these people. Policies definitely will come after we know the character of those that implement policies.
Well, look, Rufai, good morning. Listen,
morning, sir.
The issues were very clear at that time. First and foremost, at the point in 2007 we're discussing now, the issue of Muslim ticket is not the president of Nigeria was from the Southwest. And it wouldn't have been the best political move for the candidate of AC at that point in time that things were the way they're supposed to be, to offer the vice presidential seat or position to a Southwest person. In my opinion, that was not the proper political thing to do. Moreover, the situation in the country at that time it wasn't supportive of having a Muslim ticket as of today because of the political situation in the country. Now let's look at, if you go back to the period of Chief MK Abiola, at that time, the issues were different and nobody bothered about it. But things started developing in a manner that this issue of religion started becoming a major political issue in the country, as it is today. So it is very difficult. It was difficult then and it's still difficult now to suggest such a situation if Nigeria has to move forward. There are a lot of issues to be discussed. This issue, look, we have not reached that position again because we have been, in the political development of Nigeria, we've been going up and down, which is unfortunate. From the First Republic, when things were much better, to the Second Republic, after the military had done a lot of damage to the political development of the country. So it's a lot of things developed, and therefore, one must zero into what is feasible and what is best for the country at the time. So there was the issue of Muslim ticket was paramount at that time in 2007, as well as the fact that the president was from the Southwest, and no Southwest person should become vice president immediately after Chief Olusegun Obasanjo leaves office. So that was very clear. And there's no reason for anybody to start saying things that are not correct at this time. There are other characters who were there at that point and knew what happened. So
can you mention some of them?
There was no reason.
For reference purposes, can you mention some of the other characters that knew about everything that happened for reference purposes?
Well, from his own side, you had people like the former governor of Ekiti State, Debayo. You have the former governor of Ogun State, Shegu Oshoba. And these are people who were part of the discussion between AD faction and the ACD. And then in the ACD section, you had people like Ben Obi, who was there. You had, I think, even I can't remember his name now. There are still quite a lot of them. The chief from Edo State, Tommy Kimi, was part of it. He knew what was happening. You had Dakwa Saromi at that time. And so Yomi Edu, these are people who were part of the system at that time. And they knew what happened. So it's not important that we begin to destabilize each other. Yes, Robert.
Well, thank you very much for that background about AC and ACD. Now, two of your friends, Tinubu and Atiku, they want to be president of Nigeria. Who do you think is the better man? Who are you supporting? Who will you vote for?
Very well. Let me answer that question this way. I remember Bola Tinubu telling me personally that he had made a promise to our leader, our late leader, Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua, that he will not leave politics until he has seen Atiku ascend the position of president of Nigeria. That he told me personally. Therefore, from what I know of both of them at this time, I believe the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, has what it takes now to put this country together and bring it back to the path of development and reconciliation within the country. This is my opinion. And I think he has what it takes to do that now. And I believe people should give him the support. That's my opinion.
Well, thank you very much, Ejiofor Onyia, for joining us on the morning show. Thank you very much indeed.